Why 10,001 mAh battery? Why not 10,000 mAh?
Making it bigger.
When this phone is actually launching in India?
Because the industry is afraid to move forward. We're actually shaping the future of the battery technology.
After 4 years?
Yes.
Oh, that's I think a big claim.
Yeah, it's a marketing gimmick.
Come on Francis, come on, for the Realme fans at least, please. हेलो गाइस, आज का ये जो वीडियो है बहुत 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 इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाला है। ये जो वीडियो है बैटरी टेक के ऊपर है, क्योंकि इससे पहले आपने देखा होगा हमने 10,000 mAh वाला Realme बैटरी फोन टेस्ट किया था, 15,000 mAh का भी टेस्ट किया था। अब ये चीज रियल होने जा रहा है। यस, Realme अपना P4 पावर इंडिया में लॉन्च करने जा रहा है, जहां पर लोग इस्तेमाल कर पाएंगे, आप मैं हम सभी लोग 10,001 mAh बैटरी वाले फोन को। इसी चीज के बारे में और ज्यादा डिटेल में जानने के लिए, टू डिस्कस दिस व्हाई दिस फोन सेट टू चेंज एवरीथिंग, so I have invited Realme India CMO Francis. Welcome, Francis.
Hi Manoj, very nice to see you again after our Great Wall Challenge.
Yeah. Okay, Francis, when we were at the Great Wall of China, you told me that this phone actually ends my anxiety.
Yes, indeed. So Realme P4 Power is the end of the battery anxiety. For many years, Indian users and global users have always been living with the battery anxiety. They are always worried about the red icons of the battery. They are getting used to seeking for the charging cables. So from our insights, we found out that normal consumers are now using smartphones for more than 6 hours in a day. And nowadays, they don't upgrade their phone that frequently. They use their phone for 3 to 5 years. However, most of the users found out that after 3 to 5 years, their battery was not that great like it was before. So I believe to solve this battery anxiety is to solve the uncertainty from the users.
Oh, that's great. I think सिंपल में कहूँ तो ये कह रहे हैं कि भाई अब लॉन्ग टर्म में आपको जो बैटरी की एंजाइटी होती है, मतलब 2-3 साल बाद आपके फ़ोन की जो बैटरी है वो कम हो जाती है, डिग्रेड हो जाती है, तो वो जो इशू है एक बहुत बड़ा इशू होता है, यूजर्स को कंप्लेन होती है, कई बार आपको बैटरी चेंज करनी पड़ती है, तो वो जो इशू है वो अब कंप्लीटली जाने वाला है अच्छे से। Francis, can we say that the battery anxiety isn't a user issue, it's a design failure or a failure of a innovation?
Yeah, so from my understanding, if the millions of the users have to change their habit to adapt to the smartphone's battery, then it's an industry failure. So the current solution for the battery is just making it bigger, right? When you are making it bigger, it is also making your phone becomes more heavier and sicker. It becomes just a brick. Now in 2026, to be honest, I think it's time to end this. Through the all-new Realme P4 Power, we are leading to a new era of power. This will completely change the whole industry's ecosystem. We have been planning for many years for this. Realme has always been a leader in the battery section, from 240 watts, 320 watts, and the 10,000 mAh battery, 15,000 mAh battery conceptual phone. Today we're making one of those conceptual as a reality.
So my next question is why there was no 10,000 mAh battery phone before the Realme P4 Power?
So that is why battery anxiety exists, because the industry is afraid to move forward. At Realme, we don't follow, we rewrite.
But 10,000 mAh battery, that's a massive leap, but why did you push it so far?
So at Realme, our vision has always been clear: to predict what consumers want tomorrow instead of answering what they need today. So we're not just following some trends, we're actually popularizing the new tech and the trend. So from day one, that is the mission of Realme. So think about, we launched Realme XT earlier. It was India's first 64 megapixel camera. And X50 Pro, it is the first 5G smartphone in India. We have been pushing that boundary. No matter it's a fastest charging smartphone, Realme X2 Pro, or the 150 watt of Realme GT Neo 3T. So before the battery anxiety becomes a pan-industry topic, we have already focused that as a consumer's pain point.
Even I agree with the Francis. मैंने एक रिपोर्ट भी पढ़ा है जहाँ पे ये बताया गया था 49% of the users की जो टॉप प्रायोरिटी होती है वो बैटरी होती है। इनफैक्ट आपने देखा होगा पिछले कुछ टाइम में 3-4 सालों में जो फ्लैगशिप फोन्स में हमें 4000 mAh 5000 mAh की जो बैटरी होती थी वो स्टैंडर्ड हुआ करती थी, लेकिन आज के टाइम में आप देख सकते हो 6000-7000 mAh की बैटरी हमें देखने को मिल रहा है। इनफैक्ट अब तो Realme अपना 10,000 mAh बैटरी के साथ फ़ोन ला रहे हैं, तो ये अब रियलिटी होती जा रही है। तो मेरे यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन आता है फ्रांसिस से, सो व्हाई वाज द Realme फर्स्ट टू ब्रेक थ्रू विद द 10,000 mAh लेवल बैटरीज?
Okay, so this round of the new battery was because of the wide application of the silicon carbon anode. So the traditional 7000 mAh battery was using the graphite. We call it lithium battery. The capacity of the power is limited. But the silicon carbon anode brings a new possibility. With the same size of battery, the power is 30 to 50% more. At the same time, the cost is also 25% higher. So same like the Realme GT8 Pro, Realme P4 Power is using the latest silicon carbon structure. So it further improved the percentage of the silicon to the industry leading 16%, where the last generation of the silicon battery is only 10%. So I have always believed that Realme as the youngest smartphone brand, the biggest advantage of us is we move faster. So we can quickly respond to the market's demand. We quickly invest to the R&D and quickly put it into the practices. That is why Realme was the first brand to bring 10,001 mAh battery smartphone as a reality.
But 10,000 mAh battery, that sounds quite extreme. Why not 8,000, 9,000? It is really a gimmick.
Yeah, it's a marketing gimmick. Okay, so I was joking.
Okay.
8,000 mAh battery or 9,000 mAh battery might be enough for a typical day, but what about those non-typical days? You have some kind of surprises in your life. You have some unexpected invitation. You have sometimes you have a business trip, right? So 10,000 mAh battery is perfect for those typical and non-typical scenarios. So it gives you a safety and certainty. So what matters more is actually, mentally speaking, 10,000 gives you that kind of mental safety. So you don't need to manage your power. You have enough of the power without any worry. To be very specific, 10,000 mAh battery means 38 days of the standby, 3 days of the non-stop talk, 20 hours of the navigation, more than 10 hours of the BGMI. Behind those data is actually a turning point of users' lifestyle. They were used to be constrained by the size of the battery, but now they can explore their life freely without any limits. So it's not just a marketing gimmick, it's a study of the user's behavior. I believe 10,000 mAh battery actually is a big trend. Currently, no smartphone brand can break that barrier of 10,000 mAh battery, because if they try to make the size of the battery bigger, then the phone becomes thicker. I believe Realme has been leading on that front to make the phone slim at the same time with a big battery. So I believe other brands will start following this trend from H2 of this year. Realme is just the first one to launch it and commercialize it.
Yeah, that's okay. But Francis, as a tech QL, I agree this is a true turning point, I guess. I remember last May, I think we have reviewed a 10,000 concept phone. But you know that, we know that, audience knows that the concept phone always remains in the lab for the years. But I think this is the fastest, I think, commercialized phone that I ever used. How did you make this happen?
Yeah, so this is a fantastic journey. So I believe you were the first who tested that conceptual phone in India.
Yeah.
And I saw your video has gone
Yeah,
viral.
that's
That gives us
We got millions
the
of
absolute
views,
confidence. With that kind of views and the comments in your account, we figured out that actually users need this kind of devices. So we've decided to mass produce this phone since last September. Then in October, we had our first early model. Then the real fight happens after the 50 days after that. We have spent a lot of resources and energies for 50 days continuously trying to commercialize this phone. So eventually by 2nd of December, this project was finalized. That was 90 days of non-stop work to bring this phone as the fastest commercialized concept phone.
So definitely the timeline is remarkable, and I would like to thank Francis to bring this phone in India for the Indian consumers. But my question is, what was the biggest challenge?
So the biggest challenge was actually to balance the size of the battery and the slimness of the phone.
Yeah,
So imagine you're actually putting a power bank as a battery into this smartphone. So for our engineers, they have to think about what kind of structures this phone should hold for that size of the battery.
Okay. That's bring me to the next question. To be honest, whenever we think about the 10,000, the bigger mAh battery phone, we always think about the thickness, bulkiness. So how did you manage this?
Okay, so you can take out your phone and do a comparison. See whether we are thick enough or not.
Let's see. This is iPhone 17 Pro Max and this is Realme P4 Power. And यार देख सकते हो आप सही में ये काफ़ी पतला है, थिक है, कंसिडरिंग द 10,000 mAh बैटरी. इनफैक्ट ये आईफोन 17 प्रो मैक्स से भी पतला लग रहा है भाई. 10,000 mAh की बैटरी है. इट्स नॉट अ जोक. But how did you manage this?
Yeah, so the secret lies behind the battery. So with me, one is the normal 7,000 mAh battery we're using right now. So you can figure out that here the biggest constraint is up here. So this is where the battery got connected with your motherboard.
Okay.
So this part is always flexible from all the smartphones in the market. So it actually takes more of the space. So it's like 30% of more of the space coming from the upper part with this. So now with Realme P4 Power, we call it a C-pack of the technology.
Okay.
So actually that flexible part was seized and together with the battery. So now it was protected from the top. That flexible part was missing. So that 30% of the battery space was saved from the top.
So basically इसको फिक्स कर दिया गया है ताकि जो 30% जो बैटरी है वो इसमें रह सके.
Yeah. And another point is that with this Realme P4 Power, we have this curved display, so that from the views angle, it was actually slimmer. So called curved display. That's two things to make it slim.
Okay. I know. मुझे पता है इसके सेफ्टी को लेके आपके मन में बहुत सारे सवाल होंगे. तो वही नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन मैं फ्रांसिस से पूछने वाला हूँ. Francis, whenever we think about the bigger battery means bigger risk. Yeah. So how do you ensure the safety of the bigger battery in a long use?
Okay. So first of all, the silicon carbon material itself is safer than the traditional lithium battery. And besides that, we have 5 layers of the protection. Starting from the material of the battery essence, we have a stronger and thicker, high-intense copper and aluminum foils.
Yeah.
And with this safety undercoating technology, so that the battery material itself was thicker and with a stronger structure. And especially at the top and end of the battery, we have this rear end protection tab to protect it from the drop and the shock. Besides that, we have a small power disconnect protection. Once it tests your phone with any kind of overcurrent, over voltage, overheating, or short circuit, any abnormal scenario, the system will automatically shut down the battery. Okay, at the same time, before this phone was launched, we do 30 kinds of different reliability and destructive testing. For example, the thermal shock test, job test, impact and crash test. So indeed, this is the first 10,001 mAh smartphone in the world that has got TV Rainland's 5-star battery certification and the military-grade security certification for this smartphone that can survive below 30 degree to 56 degree in that kind of extreme temperature.
But what about the battery cycle test? Have you tested?
Yeah, so we're not just making it safer, and we are making it more long-lasting through our smart mechanism. This smartphone battery can last 1,600 times of full recycle charging. That means 8 years of the peak performance. We are not just giving you the power for today, we are giving you a smartphone that's as young as Realme.
मतलब ऑलमोस्ट आपकी जो बैटरी लाइफ है ना वो भाई साहब डबल हो गई है. बट फ्रांसिस, वी हैव सीन इन एन इंडस्ट्री वेयर द मोस्ट बैटरीज बिगिन टू डिग्रेड आफ्टर जस्ट 800 साइकिल्स. सो हाउ डिड यू मैनेज दिस?
Yeah, so we actually worked with the Imperial College London to co-develop a Titan long life algorithm. So it continues to optimize the cycle life and the cell expansion. So the system itself learns the user's power usage habit so that it personalizes the power management strategy for every user. So it maximizes your power lifespan. And I know that nowadays for most of the consumers, they use their smartphone for more than 3 years. So I'm confident to announce that Realme P4 Power will give you 4 years of battery health guarantee.
4 years.
Which means within 4 years, if your battery health was downgraded to 80% below, then you can get a free replacement of your battery.
After 4 years.
Yes.
Oh, that's a, I think big claim. मतलब कहने का मतलब ये है कि अगर 4 साल तक आप फ़ोन का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हो और फ़ोन के साथ अगर बैटरी जो उसकी परसेंटेज है वो 80% से डाउन हो जाती है तो आपको फ्रांसिस खुद आके
Yes.
एक नई बैटरी देंगे. Yes, that's true. I think that's a big, I think, claim.
Yeah.
So here I would like to add one question. I mean, why 10,001 mAh battery? Why not 10,000 mAh? I mean, what is the reason behind using that 1 mAh?
It's one notch above. So we always believe that the biggest factor that impacts the smartphone industry is not about the economic cycle, it's the innovation cycle. The one that is the story of Realme, a notch above during our development, breaking the rules, making the new innovation. It's not always about the giant leap. Sometimes it's all about those small, minor, one notch, one step. So those actual one step that we have taken to go leap further and go beyond the industry. So innovation is all about going one leap further. To the industry, just a digit, a number. To us, that one is the actual mile we go so the users don't have to.
Basically, can we say that that 1 mAh basically belongs to that we are the first one to bring in India?
That's a good explanation. I agree with you.
Yeah, actually, Francis, I really like this perspective. In fact, we have seen in the past that the brand is sticking with the 5,000 mAh battery, 7,000 mAh battery, but Realme is breaking this barrier. I really like this perspective. मैं आपसे जनता से बात करना चाहूँगा. आपने देखा होगा ये चीज़ मैं आपसे क्यों डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ वो अभी आपको पता चल जाएगा. आपने देखा होगा पहले हम 4G की बात क्या करते थे, 5G की बात क्या करते थे, लेकिन मोस्टली लोग सोचते थे कि 5G आ जाएगा क्या ही हो जाएगा. बट आज के टाइम में 2025 में 2026 में 5G नेसेसरी बन गया है. हर किसी को 5G फ़ोन चाहिए. सिमिलरली इसी तरह से आने वाले टाइम में हर किसी को एक बड़ी बैटरी चाहिए होगा, चाहे वो 7,000 mAh हो गया, 9,000 mAh हो गया या फिर 10,000 mAh हो गया. बट आज 2026 में Realme ऐसा पहला ब्रांड है जो एक्चुअली में कमर्शियली 10,000 mAh फ़ोन को लेके आ रहा है. आई थिंक दैट्स अ बेंचमार्क फॉर द इंडस्ट्री.
Yes, so 10,001 mAh battery is not just the size of battery, it's actually leading us to a new era of power. It's just a first step. It's a message we want to send to the world. We're not just following the industry, we're actually shaping the future of the battery technology.
But Francis, I hope the P4 Power is not only the phone but becomes the part of the Realme's DNA.
Of course, Manoj. So Realme has always been the leader and pioneer in the fast charging and battery technology, and will continue to be so. 10,001 mAh battery isn't the finish line.
Okay.
It's just the starting point. I believe hardware should be invisible, but its power should be invincible.
इसका मतलब है कि भाई Realme सिर्फ यहीं पे नहीं रुकने वाले. फ्यूचर में हमें Realme की तरफ से और भी टेक देखने को मिलेगा, इससे भी खतरनाक वाले. I think that's a bold declaration and truly worthy of praises. But before we wrap up, I just want to ask you what people should remember most when they put this phone in their pocket.
Okay, so I believe technology should set you free instead of chain you to the wall. You have already enough of things to worry about. Battery should not be one of them.
Okay, the last question. मुझे पता है आपके मन में ये सबसे बड़ा सवाल है कि भाई फ़ोन कब लॉन्च हो रहा है. देखो मुझे भी एग्जैक्ट डेट पता नहीं है, बट थोड़ा सा फ्रांसिस से हम निकलवाने की कोशिश करते हैं, बात करते हैं, शायद हमें डेट का पता चल जाए. सो द बिगेस्ट क्वेश्चन दैट Realme fans wants to know, when this phone is actually launching in India.
No, you should stay tuned for it.
Come on, Francis. Come on, for the Realme fans at least, please.
Okay, for the Realme fans in India, this phone will have its global debut in India only, and it will be on 29th of January.
Whoa! 29 जनवरी, इससे पहले कहीं नहीं दिखा भाई आपको, कहीं नहीं सुना होगा आपने, ना ही कहीं सुनने को मिला होगा। फ्रांसिस पहली बार बता रहे कि भाई 29 जनवरी को Realme P4 पावर इंडिया में और ग्लोबली लॉन्च हो रहा है। सो दैट्स इट फॉर दिस वीडियो। आई होप गाइस आपको पसंद आएगा। हमने थोड़ा सा डीप में जाने की कोशिश की यहाँ पर, बैटरी टेक के बारे में, फ्यूचर क्या होने वाला है, किस तरह की सेफ्टी यहाँ पे ध्यान में रखने वाले हैं। एंड इसी नोट के साथ मैं यहाँ पर फ्रांसिस को थैंक यू बोलना चाहूँगा। थैंक यू फ्रांसिस फॉर योर टाइम। आई वुड लाइक टू इन्वाइट यू in my studio, come to India. We'll have some candid conversation and we'll do some challenges. You should come to India.
Okay, thank you, Manoj. Very happy conversation today, and I'm looking forward to go to your studio in India. See you soon in India.
All right, Francis. चले.
चलो चलो.
चलो चलो. चलो चलो.